Welcome to the Exit 50A podcast, a show about pop culture, tech, politics, and anything else they can come up with.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is time for the first episode of the Exit 50A podcast. I am Derek Jones. That is Rob Lightfoot. That is Mark Ketchubinsky.
Oi.
And we are here to, well, we're going to entertain you, as you may have heard in that intro. But, gentlemen, I wanted to spend some time to talk about this show. Why are we here? Let's tell the people, because that's one of the things that's different about this particular podcast. Anybody in the civilized world could be listening to this at any point.
Yeah.
Guam, Puerto Rico, Idaho, anywhere.
Depending on what presidential candidate you talk to, those are all the same places.
Yeah.
So I guess we're just doing this because, and Kaz, you can kind of chime in here, but I think the whole idea was that we met in college, right off the Exit 50A here at the Rowan University school, right there.
Yes.
Is that, can we say that?
We can say Rowan University on air, considering they are one of their things that's following us on Twitter. I think the Rowan Student Center is following our Twitter account.
Okay, well that's cool.
Well, is the Rathskeller following us? What about the Market Basket? Is that following us?
Market Basket is closed today.
Yeah.
No, I mean
Winans Hall. Yeah. Zesty Winans Hall news.
The basic is we liked acting stupid back in college on the radio at the radio station. So why not continue acting stupid now in the podcast world, right?
Well, and we've been acting stupid every December 24th for how many years now?
Yeah,
we
so
come
true.
together and do the Christmas Eve show. So we have such a good time doing that, and it goes by so fast, and we always, bemoan the fact that, hey, oh, gosh, I'm not going to see you until next year. Well, here we are.
Yeah.
These little morsels of energy and entertainment for however often we feel like doing it, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's one of the other cool things, too, is, you're not going to hear a 3-minute song by the Carpenters, which is normally something that
You
happens.
could, though. I mean, you say, well, why not? We could do that.
Who's saying no?
Well, legally that shouldn't be happening, but I mean, but
What if we did Carpenters karaoke? Are we allowed to do that?
maybe
Episode 3.
Some of these segments that's we're going to get to that in a second.
If we get that far, I don't know.
We're not sure the viability long term of this podcast past episode 1. But no, I think one of the cool things about this is we're going to talk about a lot of different things. We all have a background in some way, shape, or form, especially when we were here as students, involved in the world of sports. You worked in the sports department here. Kaz did. I did. What are you laughing at over there?
No offense, but I really only remember Rob going to Newark once a year, every year. Because he wanted to look at the stupid building right there.
I don't remember being in the sports department, but that could be for various other reasons.
By the legal definition of being in the sports department.
I spent my time.
Yeah.
So we all have a tremendous love of sports, but we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about sports.
Although you wouldn't know it from the Twitter feed so far.
Yeah.
Diagnosing the Braves base running woes a couple nights ago.
Well, I got a
I
little.
said, holy Jesus. I mean, what are we doing here?
I got
What's
a
this
little
turning
carried
into?
away. I got a little carried away on the great barnstorming tour of 2016.
That I was not a part of, by the way.
I'm sorry.
The podcast was in Milwaukee. The podcast is here. The podcast is in Pikes Peak. Meanwhile, I'm sitting at home cleaning baby poop from under my fingernails. I'm like, where the hell are these guys?
Well,
is there a different podcast that I don't know about?
You were at 50B. We were at 50. You got off the wrong exit, bro.
There's a bunch of refugees doing the 50B podcast right now across town in Mullica Hill somewhere, and they are pissed.
So I think this is going to be a great opportunity for us to kind of bring what we normally do on Christmas Eve to a new audience, a different audience. And, I'm really excited about this. We have some cool segments lined up. We're talking about future episodes. From show to show, I think this is going to be the cool part of the show is that we don't know from show to show what you're going to hear. Like this could be the mind of the whatever. This could be really all over the place.
You're basically saying it could be the biggest train wreck you've ever heard.
It could, but that's what's going to make this exciting.
Yeah.
For some people, yeah.
Listen, everyone's favorite part of a NASCAR race is when all the cars crash,
Oh,
right?
so this will be-
you know.
So we're going to be a hit.
Listen, as long as it's entertaining,
Yeah.
and you know, I'd like to think that we're not going to handle everything with, you know, obviously when doing a show on the eve of Christ's birth, you have to kind of, you know, pocket some things. You know what I mean? Gotta put the latex gloves on with certain things that you deal with. But you know, it's not no one's going to be vulgar here, but we can, you know, kind of veer out of the color outside the line, so to speak.
Yes, and one thing
Right? Am I right? Or am I wrong?
No, I'm with you.
I think
No, I'm with you on that. Yeah, absolutely.
I think you're right.
That was just a meeting,
I
you
guess
guys.
you should have talked about that beforehand.
You
What the
guys.
hell is he talking about?
Jones, I don't know if we ever read that, but I guess we're doing it now. So why don't we take the opportunity to kind of introduce ourselves so people can kind of get a sense of who we are? I'm not saying like do a Match.com profile here, but I'm just saying like give something that the people can like know. Like what is Derek Jones about? What is Kaz about?
Zeusk.
I am a Cancer. No.
No, this is what we weren't doing.
Okay.
Yeah, jeez.
Sorry, I've gotten used to doing that in my
That's all right.
Yeah,
my
we know.
spare I am the station manager at Rowan Radio, Rowan University's campus radio station. I do that. I teach at Cabrini, soon to be University. I don't know if I'm actually allowed to say that because they are switching to university status soon, but I just said it. So
Breaking news.
yeah, breaking news. And I also do some work for Princeton University. I call Princeton University men's basketball. So that is,
You know, this doesn't have to be. You don't have to build your resume. Just say a little something about yourself.
Personality-wise?
You're gonna list all of our jobs. I don't have 5 jobs to tell you about.
you said who you
Shouldn't have
are.
let you go first.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, I've been here at Rowan for
What was your GPA in school?
3.41.
Oh, now he's gonna top us with that one. Now I'm not giving my
topping
GPA.
Man.
But that's a little bit about me. So you know, I spend a lot of my time here in the wonderful world of Glassboro, New Jersey.
Oh, that's excellent. That's good. That's good. Off Exit 50A. Well, how
Yeah.
is everybody seeing the tie-in now that we're
Yes.
trying to build with the show? This is called
Bravo.
continuity.
Very good. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Very good.
So I'm Rob. Kind of live in the Philly area. I'm a pretty basic dude. Like pretty simple. You know what I mean? Everybody kind of gets me. I like to act stupid. I really like to act stupid. And I like the podcast. And I'm a member of a great string band in Philadelphia, so we'll just do that. We'll give Frailer String Band a shout out on the podcast. The pay to play, Plugolo, whatever how you want to say.
So
what I'm
Kaz,
saying?
that's one of the things we have
World
to bring
domination.
up. What is the over/under from show to show on plugs for Frailinger?
Are they following us? Is
Oh,
Frailinger
they're
following us?
yes, they are following
Oh,
us.
good.
Yes,
And they
yes.
can have as many plugs as they want then.
They like our content often, and they retweet it.
Zesty Frailinger news. is
Zesty
following us.
Frailer.
I'm expecting by show 5
Yeah.
for there to be a sponsored segment
I
by
wouldn't doubt
Frailinger
it.
String
I wouldn't
Band.
doubt it.
Oh.
But yeah, and then so everybody else, I'm a Dave Matthews fan, and I wear a Red Sox hat that's from like, I think we've dated it
man.
back to like the 12 tribes of Israel.
The year,
But I think
a year that began with the number 19 somewhere.
yeah, exactly. 1998.
That's crazy.
1998. I'm gonna keep it for. I think I decided that for 2 more years. I already had the backup hat. I'm not retiring it because it's gonna go in the box with me when I eventually go. But I'm gonna hold on to it for maybe 2 more years and see if I can get a good 20 out of it.
Nice.
Wait. Did you say in the box with you until you go?
Dirt in my mouth.
Oh my God! Oh my heavens!
Just gotta turn the lid sideways so you can close the top. You know what I'm saying?
Good Lord,
How about you?
man!
How about you, Kat?
Wow, that's a tough act to follow.
I'm sorry.
Well, I am Mark, otherwise known as Kaz. I live in Delaware, originally from Central New Jersey, so I bring a little bit more of a New York City metropolitan flavor here. I'm kind of the odd man out when it back when I was coming here to Rowan, and even now. So I'm going to do my best to try and make this a non-Philly centric, although local stuff is cool. All right, I live in Delaware past almost going on 8 years now, so I guess I'm kind of encrusted down here. But other than being a sports fan, I enjoy music. I work at a vocational high school, so I never thought I would end up there, but that's kind of a cool gig, so I enjoy interacting with the kids there. And I just like being stupid, just like Rob said, and enjoying things, kind of looking at the funny. So there's something funny in everything, all right?
And what was your GPA?
I think I had a pretty good, I think I was like a 3.8 or a 3.9 or something like that.
All right.
Yeah, this guy was
Well, listen,
real deal.
it's funny. We were kind of cleaning out one of our closets recently, my wife and I had a big box that said Mark's college stuff on it. I said, holy smokes, what am I going to find in here? And sure enough, I found my old college transcripts. And I mean, some of the classes I took as a radio, TV, film major were a complete and total joke. The television history, movie history, white movie history, black movie history, Vietnamese movie history. As long as you had a pulse and stayed awake long enough to raise your hand every once in a while, you got an A in the class. But yeah, always have loved radio. Radio to me is the medium for the thinking man. For those who really, and I guess podcasting, falls under that, right?
Yeah, I would think so. It's all kind of theater of the mind stuff.
Same
no
thing,
question.
right? So I think that's kind of cool. And with 3D movies and IMAX and HD and LCD and everything else that's out, the popularity of podcasts and radiocasts and things like that is stronger now than it's probably ever been. So that's kind of neat. So I think it's cool that we're doing this, and big ups to Rob. Derek, for kind of conceptualizing this whole thing and kind of roping us all into it, and I think it's going to be fun.
No question. He's the brains behind the operation.
I'm not dead yet.
No,
I thought you
had dirt in your mouth. I was kind of zoning out before when you're talking about that.
Save this for a couple of years down the road, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Writing your will over there.
After we boot you off the show, we'll say, hey, you know what? Even though he's gone. He's did a good job.
Talking about putting your hat with you when you go. Oh
I know. Nobody's getting it.
Good Lord. But
speaking of zesty, that hat is kind of zesty.
It is a little zesty, yeah. It's really held together with, I don't know, like a couple stitches, and that's about it.
It is a marvel. Like, it really is. That should, I'm not even joking. Like,
it's got a sheen to it.
We will take a picture. We'll actually tweet a picture out of this to show you actually what it looks like.
If you were willing to give that's a good idea, by the way. If you're willing to give that up, you should totally write a letter to the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown and say, look, this has survived.
Oh, my gosh.
The battles.
This has been everywhere. It's been churches.
Should be right next to Schilling
It's
Sock.
been everywhere. Schilling Sock. He's a jerk. I don't want anyone near him. He's a jerk. So, but I agree. The
Listen,
Schilling Sock.
totally unrelated, but I was just talking to our mutual friend Jesus Helder earlier today, and one of the things that I came up with for a future show is the Rob and Kaz vegetable challenge.
Oh, all right. So we're gonna try.
We're gonna challenge. We're gonna dare each other to eat certain vegetables.
Oh my
And we're gonna
gosh.
do it in front of the microphone and capture on the podcast. And
That would be
see who
cool.
gags first.
Yeah, that would be cool. Because I would probably go first.
No.
Oh, really?
There is no greater hater of vegetables
can't
than
do it,
this
man.
guy right here.
Really?
Oh gosh.
What? You don't eat like carrot sticks,
Ew.
peas?
No.
String
Peas
beans?
I could get down. I can't get down anything else.
Carrots and potatoes are like the only non-meat things that I eat, really.
Yeah. I tried feta cheese for the first time today because my coworkers peer pressured me into it, and I couldn't stand it.
Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Who in the hell is pressuring you to eat feta cheese? Like, that's the most random.
That's very random.
I was peer pressured into eating feta cheese.
Yeah. It's
who
it's like the water board of our schools. So that's, of our office. So that was kind of like either feta cheese or you take the gas pipe. I'll take the feta cheese, sir.
Oh my God! Waterboard and feta cheese. Oh man, who are you? Who are you being influenced? You're gonna eat this feta cheese.
Why did
now.
somebody have feta cheese?
It was part of their salad for lunch. So that was part. It was in there, and they're like, "You're making a face. You've never tried it." And I was like, "Exactly. You're right." I make early judgments.
Just give it a shot.
But I think everyone gets gaga, or I don't know what you guys feel about it. But I tune in for a couple of minutes to the Nathan's Challenge each year, and obviously the Wing Bowl in this area is everyone gets kicks out of. But what about a couple of guys that hate vegetables?
I like the idea.
Daring each other to eat vegetables, and
I like it.
who can last the longest.
So can we make Jay part of the content or the marketing or the whatever? What do you want to call that? Creative team?
Oh my God, absolutely.
Yes.
Please.
Maybe we'll have him on the show. He could be part of one of the segments that we're going to have.
Please. This is an all hands on deck. If you're out there listening to this and you're in a different country, if you're in a different state, if you have any ideas, please find us on Twitter, Exit 50A Podcast on Twitter. Send us ideas. We'll probably use them.
Yes, and not give you any credit for them.
This is how media works. We take the ideas, we steal them, and then you don't get any credit ever.
And you can also email us at exit58podcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
So we have that. And so one of the other segments that we're going to kind of bring into the show is going to be called Off the Exit. So it's going to be kind of some just random stupid stuff that we're going to have. So it'll be some interviews. Hopefully we can get that technology kind of figured out.
I got a couple of interview ideas that I'd like to discuss at some point.
We'll do that. We have some bits we're going to put on the air, kind of like just to have some fun with it. You're going to probably hear in this episode, I think, and we can get the editing crew to get that together. And then I don't know what you guys feel like, but I would even promote other podcasts. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, this is not This is not a zero-sum game out there. If you got a cool podcast, we'll put it out there. You know what I mean? We're all just about to kind of put out, have a good time and have a good product.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's there's other stuff. It's not like you can, for years we kind of grew up on the idea that you're not supposed to mention other radio stations.
Yeah, screw that.
But now, I mean, there's so much stuff out there. You can't ignore what's out there. Like, I'm not talking about playing clips straight up from other podcasts.
No.
But yeah, we can acknowledge there is an outside universe, there is an outside world. So yeah, I mean, I'm all for that.
I like
Kumbaya.
See, we're bringing people together with the show already.
Right. Yes.
We're already doing it.
Yes.
So Jones, where do you want to take this next?
Well, I think one of the things that we want to think about here is the fact that despite all the silliness, I'm not going to toot our own horn, but I do want to mention this. In the actual bio on Twitter, again, Exit 50A Podcast on Twitter. Rob, you mentioned we have won an award. So we are credible people.
Yes, it was a single award, but we won one.
Yeah, you may not
I have some serious questions about that, by the way.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I mean, we really don't know what the depth of the entries were for this contest. Do
Are we that deep? Are we going?
No.
Okay.
I don't mean from that. I mean, so we won whatever category it was that we won. What category did we win?
Radio program.
Okay. Well, that's very general, very broad. So, but I mean, like, who were we going up against? Sally and Minnie's,
I think
Outer Limits program?
This is an international competition.
Okay, all right, stop.
What?
We did not beat anyone from Czechoslovakia.
We don't know that.
We beat
the Yucatan Peninsula.
Yeah.
There were no entries coming from Latvia. Stop.
I can
Don
tell
Francisco from Univision.
Yeah, in this competition,
Salvador Gigante we beat.
In this competition, if you don't bring it, they won't reward you.
Yeah.
Again, you're not answering my question.
I
want to know if it was us against some stick figures somewhere, or was there actual competition here? Did we defeat a straw man?
I only know of one other thing that was in that category.
Are you allowed to say what it is?
I'd rather not say what it
was.
was.
Wait a minute now.
It's such a sham. And again, I'm not trying to take away. I think it's really
from
neat
our
that
greatness.
No. In no way.
I don't need that. Some company to tell me.
Does it rhyme with Smanderson Smooper? Is that who we beat? is that who we beat? Did we beat Anderson Cooper? Because that would be freaking cool.
But let me say this.
Yeah.
Having tracked a lot of these competitions, okay, I'm going to guess we faced people from England. We faced people from all over the world, okay? And that's who we beat. So we're among the best in the world.
Hit the music.
We beat the crowd.
We beat the crowd.
We beat the world.
Listen, I understand a couple of things. Number one, I know that Czechoslovakia is no longer a nation state. I understand this, all right? I got a little excited. Number two, unless you show me some paperwork later, we don't have to talk about it here. We didn't beat anyone from England, Derek. There was no entry from England.
The BBC is in this stuff all the time.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Get out
of here. The BBC is involved all
the
time.
time. There must be like an entry level BBC.
Can you look this up now?
With the training wheels BBC.
Hold on. I'm going to tell you there are other people in this category. So the three levels of this category are excellence, distinction and honorable mention. So, like, you almost want to think about it like gold, silver, bronze.
Okay.
Okay?
And
So
what did we get?
What did we get?
we got the silver distinction.
Oh, well, it was
Okay.
still good. I mean, I always feel pretty good about it. I feel like I got to do a damn Rorschach test now after all of this. Like, start looking at ink blots now after all of this breaking down my ego. My God, I mean, what the hell?
Well,
We're hold on. We're gonna get to this in one sec. Okay, so
Where's the crack research staff here that works on the Exit 58 podcast? We're the interns that can look this up for us and get us this information quickly.
and you know, this might be boring, but one of the club that I am the advisor for at the school I work at, they have national student competitions, and in certain competitions, only one or two students enter that particular competition from across the state, and you figure, well, someone's going to win someone's going to win gold, someone's going to win silver. Not necessarily. The students have to meet a certain threshold. I've seen some competitions where there's only one person there, and a guy finished in third. He got the bronze medal.
How is that possible?
He was the only person there because he didn't do a good enough
wasn't-
job. He
yeah,
got a bronze.
that's not what happened. Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple.
All right.
That were also in this category. South Carolina Public Radio, Song Travels, episode by Barbara Carroll.
Now what, Barbara? Calling you out. Barbara won't be on the show.
Barbara, you're tired. You're
Yeah.
done.
Something tells me Barbara won't be on the show.
Sleep, Barbara, sleep.
Oh my God! Jeez. So they entered the same show. Won the same
What,
show.
8 times?
What
And
did
we beat the show that got tired?
Episode 1 through 8.
The same show won again. The same show won again.
All right.
For a different episode. I can't read the episode because there are a bunch
Barbara
of
Watkins, The Stations of the Cross. Station 15.
We're probably beating something on like Pop TV or something like that.
Bioneers, City of Joy. Bioneers, Good Chemistry. Bioneers,
does that
Circles
mean?
of
Can you
Concern.
Google that? Because what you're saying right now has no meaning or bearing on anyone who's listening to this.
I know.
Bioneers.
What is a Bioneer?
I mean, is it like it sounds like a PBS kid show or something like the Bioneers.
Yeah.
We're inside your
So-
we're playing in your tonsils right now.
Well, are we saying we didn't win? Is that what we're saying?
No, I'm
just
saying we
are these
won.
the shows we beat?
Hold on, I'll show you. No, these are ones that are on the same level as us.
Oh, so wait a minute. Everyone won these awards then.
No, not everybody. I'm showing you.
yeah.
So in other words, what was ours again? Distinction?
Yes.
So like
The silver.
15 episodes of the Bioneers won the same award that we did?
Yes.
Jeez. It's like someone just took the fire hose out
No.
and just
No.
sprayed us against the wall.
We didn't need 15 entries. We only
we
needed
didn't need
one.
We needed
Yeah,
one.
but
That's the way to
all
look at
15
it.
of their entries got recognized though.
Well, we don't know. I mean, they could. Okay, how about this?
What?
KSLU, Rock School, Ben Stein, Hammond, Louisiana.
What does that even mean? Ben Stein?
Ben,
had
I
Ben-
assume it's. Well, I don't know. It may not be that Ben
I
Stein.
can't. No, I can't. Come on.
Bioneers, Just Say No. They won again. They won a. They won a lot.
They won a lot.
Are you proving?
That's-
They won a
Whose
lot.
case are you proving right now? Mine or
Yeah,
yours?
I don't
Because
know.
I've
Yeah,
kind of lost
yeah,
track.
Jones.
Is this the
Hey,
off?
look.
Is this the off the exit?
I'm just-
Yeah, this is way off the exit.
No, I'm
and you know, not for nothing, you could just lie right now. You know what I mean?
Really.
Ain't nobody checking this stuff.
Yeah.
And Kaz can't see what's on your screen over there. You could totally lie to
you
him.
could say right. The McLaughlin group.
Yeah. We beat Matt Pelly or Scott Pelly. Oh, wait, Matt Pelly's somebody else. Scott Pelly's on the CBS News.
All I'm saying is this is a legitimate award we
Okay,
won.
great.
All right.
Legitimate.
Great.
I'm with you, Jonesy. I'm with you. We won it, and we're good.
Super.
We're so good in radio. That's why we're doing a podcast now.
Yeah. We've been
I wonder
demoted.
if the Pioneers were.
You wait
I
till
wonder
they
if they
circle.
got-
Wait till they circle the
They
wagons.
got all their friends. They got their friends together, inspired to do a podcast too.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
We got the award of distinction. Let's go, mates.
Okay, so the Pioneers.
Yeah.
We beat the bloody Christmas Eve show, mate. Let's go. Podcast now.
So the Pioneers is a radio series about environmentalism.
Okay.
So that's
Oh,
what.
well, now.
But who's at the controls of that? It sounds like a national public radio type thing.
It's distributed to several radio stations around the country, around the world, actually.
Oh,
so it's not.
See, that explains we are.
Derek
worldwide.
is making the world smaller and smaller. Now we're like in Antarctica.
Yeah,
We're all nationwide, worldwide. It's all over the place. What? I'm not lying.
You got the award still, right? You have the award.
I have the award. Yeah.
That's good. All right.
Yeah.
So that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I think you should tweet a picture out of the award.
We should tweet in a picture of the award as
it
well.
does exist.
We should.
So
I
people
do have
think
that
we're
on
just
call.
making this all up.
Yeah, right.
No, we're not. This is the truth.
It's not possible to bring up with something like the Bioneers. It's not even possible.
Yeah, I think
to
that's what
conceive that.
that's what we learned. We're gonna struggle to compete with the Bioneers if they ever do a podcast. We're gonna struggle. That's gonna be a problem. Oh my heavens! All right, so we've talked enough about us and our virtues and whatnot. So it's time to
and
actually,
how good or bad we really
Yeah,
are.
I
How
know,
many jobs
know.
we have.
I know. It's yeah,
What our
GPAs.
salary is. Yeah. Right.
yeah. We're gonna.
Work salaries.
You know, this is not gonna go over well, I assume. But that's okay though. We're
It's
gonna
the worst that can happen, Derek. Really.
Yeah, that's true. I have nothing to
You
lose.
just
at this
lose your
point.
job. That's all. That's the worst thing.
That matters to you.
If that's the worst thing that happens to you,
You'll have more
then-
time to do podcasts.
Exactly. I still didn't get my last name.
Oh, yeah. You evil man, you! I should have known.
We'll podcast for food.
Yeah. I'll go back and work on Joe Montana's right arm again.
Oh, jeez. What? You dump that into the side of the road somewhere?
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
still a thing.
All right, good.
It's still happening.
Good.
It's alive and well. You
All
know,
right,
it's
good,
a summer. This is the most boring NFL offseason of all time. So
Jones.
What?
Okay.
All right, that's enough. No more NFL talk. We're managing NFL talk
I'm about
time
to do
during
a
this show.
cannonball into mini camps right now, and I just don't want that to happen.
ICYMI, in case you missed it.
All right, Exit 58 podcast. We are back. Derek, Rob, and me, Kaz. Brand new segment, but I guess they're all brand new at this point. This is In Case You Missed It, or ICYMI, so let's get right into it. And folks, it's official. Sierra and Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson are married. The singer and football player tied the knot at the Peckforton Castle in Cheshire, England. Maybe home to the Bioneers. Who knows? The marriage could be off to a not-so-pleasant start, however, as Sierra is battling her ex. According to TMZ, Sierra claimed Russell Wilson is in real danger of being murdered by Future, her baby daddy. Sierra just filed legal docs in her defamation lawsuit against Future, in which she lays out various threats Future has made. In particular, she notes the football emojis with guns pointing in their direction, which Future posted a while back, but also makes mention of the song he dropped last month, in which he says, and I quote now, trying to my baby mama, dog, what's up with you? You gonna make me get that heat? I'm pulling up on you. The singer calls Future's conduct, quote, frightening and socially irresponsible, end quote.
Who is this Future cat? I've never even heard of this guy.
He's a rapper that is one of the more popular rappers out there right now.
Is he really?
Yeah. He's really big
What
with.
does that even mean anymore?
I know, really. Rap is bad.
Rap is like the one thing, like, rock and roll changes from, but rap is just so weird now. Does that make me sound like an old man type thing?
No,
rap
I'm with
is
you.
nowhere even close to what it was when we were growing up listening to
It's
it.
nowhere near as socially meaningful as some of the stuff we used to listen to. I remember one year I was playing in like a baseball game, and before the game started, I was listening to like Public Enemy, and
Right.
There's nothing on planet Earth right now that anybody's doing on any national platform that's even remotely close to that.
And it doesn't have to. It doesn't mean that rap has to be socially aware and music. I mean, music's always been a platform for that, right?
Yeah,
Being
yeah.
Social issues and stuff like that. But it's just, I don't know. It just when I hear some of the songs that the kids listen to in the school that I work in, it's like I don't know. It just sound very
Anybody listening to
vanilla and
Future?
mass produced, and I wouldn't know. I don't know. The only future I know is the one in the Dickens Christmas Carol. That's the only future I'm familiar with. Now, see, that guy would be cool if he played that whole thing up. He came up like a black shroud, and that would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, just in case we have listeners who are maybe a little bit unfamiliar with Future, let's run through.
Yeah, let's give his catalog, his discography. let's go all 2 minutes of it.
Perhaps the most famous song that he has done, or at least one of the most popular, Jumpman.
Oh, yeah.
Which is done with Drake.
Michael Jordan? Is that about Michael Jordan?
No, he's singing about Taliban.
Oh, right.
That's
Halloween,
okay.
Jumpman.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Michael Jordan. Yeah. So, yeah.
Taliban, isn't that the like a force over in the Middle East that we're helping, or no?
I mean, that's not something I would mention in a rap song to answer your question.
Is Taliban another rapper?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. His name is Future.
But
The Weeknd.
So Taylor Swift did a commercial lip syncing to that song.
Okay.
And
which one? Jumpman?
Yeah.
Oh.
And she's running on a treadmill, and then that's mentioned in the beginning of the song, and it's taken out because they don't want her saying Taliban.
Yeah, well, they're trying to keep her clean.
Yeah, no question.
But can we get back to the heart of this story, though?
I'm sorry, yes.
No. I think Russell Wilson needs to run in some different circles. Here's a guy who's trying to cut out what I think is a pretty clean-cut image. He's, one of those professional athletes who you feel okay about rooting for. He seems like a really, a good guy, very good player. Surrounding himself and tying himself to some of these unsavory characters here is not going to do wonders for his personal life or his career. Russ, make some new friends, my man.
Yeah. It's tough for NFL quarterbacks to have your time kind of divided when you become that celebrity.
Because how did he even meet this girl, like Ciara? Or Ciara, excuse me.
I don't.
Is that her name? Oh, did I mispronounce her name the whole time?
You're fine.
My dog's name is Ciara, so that's why I'm so used to saying Ciara.
No, you're okay. No, I don't know the exact story about how they met, but they haven't been together long. I know that. It's a complex situation because he is a guy who has.
I mean, I'm sure they didn't meet at church, right?
No.
So
they meet the church social.
Maybe was Russell on like Plenty of Fish or like J-Date or something like that?
But so the Seahawks won the Super Bowl in February of 2014. So Russell Wilson got divorced sometime in that zone.
Oh, I didn't even know he was married.
I had no idea.
This is his second marriage.
Take it back. What a heathen.
So
I didn't know he was married.
Yeah, this is his second marage. So
well, forget it then. You reap what you sow.
The details. I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole with this, but the details of of how the first one ended.
How did he play in that Super Bowl, Derek? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
He was all right. He shouldn't. He didn't win game MVP, so that doesn't matter. So sometime in, I think it was 2000 and sometime later on in 2014, he got hooked up with her early 2015. And then I think they were together right around the time when he threw the pick.
Well, see, again, they got hooked. How did they get hooked up?
Yeah, that's I don't understand.
There's the missing piece there. How did they get hooked up? You don't have to Google it, but I mean, how did they? Yeah,
we'll have to do some fact checking on that one.
We'll have our crack research staff take a look at that one and do that
Cracker
one over.
Jack staff.
Yeah. So one thing I did want to mention though is that here's my problem with this story. Okay?
We still won an award. We know, Derek. We won.
No,
it's very legit too.
For journalism.
At some point today, as we're recording this,
yes,
there was a TMZ video posted of those two, more or less saying, "Hey, we just had sex."
Yeah, I heard it.
Like, okay, so you're afraid that this guy is going to kill you, but you're talking. Look.
So it sounded like Russ is kind of making his own trouble here.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, bro.
All right. On other big news here, the Olympics coming up has been troubled with, the Zika virus that's been hitting the world there. I mean, I think these athletes are going to be collecting medals for just surviving, health-wise. But anyway, a group of Brazilian scientists, lucky everybody here, has detected a new drug-resistant bacteria that's growing off some of Rio de Janeiro's most stunning beaches in research published recently. According to the lead researcher, Renata Picayo, whatever the hell it is, the super bacteria entered the city's waterways when sewage coming from local hospitals got channeled into the bay. They've been looking at it for a while. And of course, she said the next step is to test the impact these bacteria can have when humans come in contact with them in these coastal waters.
Why don't they just have the Olympics in Detroit? They have Flint, Michigan. They have crappy water there, too. We don't have to go to South America for it.
You can save yourself the
Yeah.
airfare.
That's right. They still got that rusty water down there. Just have it there. You're not gonna die from drinking that. You have brain damage, but you'll still be alive.
Dude, I gotta tell you, every story I read about this Olympic Games,
Forget it.
is terrible.
Would you? Let me ask you. You're an athlete vying to go to the Olympics. Does this make you just cool you off a little bit? You maybe not try as hard in the old trials.
I think
I'm cramping up.
Yeah.
I'm cramping up. Not gonna be able to do it.
I think
Can't
the
make it this year.
mindset. I think the
Save
mindset for each Olympian is different. So if this is your first time, look. If this is your first time, then I'm sorry, you got to run the risk. You got to do it.
Of getting the Zika virus?
Yes, you got to do it.
No way.
Absolutely.
You're
Absolutely.
crazy.
Plug, brother.
Once in a lifetime.
No, there's 4 years from now. 4 years from now. Or,
Yeah.
4 years from now. What do you mean once in a lifetime?
I don't know, man.
If
this
you're
is
still
the
young
one
enough.
If this might be your one
No, see,
time.
I would
Yeah.
take
One
I would
time
take
and you
the
come back
opposite.
sterile.
Right.
That's right. It is going to be
And
your
never
one
mind
time.
your personal life.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say if this is, I would take the opposite tact. If you're like Michael Phelps and this is your last go around, you got to do it because you're not going to have another chance. If I'm some 16-year-old gymnast, say, you know what? Nah, see you in 4 years.
But look at the golfers. Rory McIlroy, I think, pulled out.
Good for him.
Somebody else pulled out, I think, too. Like, these are top golfers in the world. These guys have nothing to gain by competing in the Olympics.
Because they're already professional athletes and they're in
Right.
event every other weekend.
Michael Phelps, yeah, okay. I see your point about Michael Phelps. This is kind of the end of the line for him, and he's older.
He actually might be safe with all the chlorine in the pool if it's strong enough.
Yeah.
Gonna wash that Zika right out of my hair.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry. I'm
out.
I'm not taking that
I am
chance.
out.
Especially if you have a family. Forget it. Why would you risk it?
Once in a lifetime, potentially.
Jones, you're talking about contracting an incurable virus here.
It's
disease.
not a sure thing.
But what if you get the Zeke, as we like to call it
Zeke,
on the
yeah,
show, the Zeke? What if you get the Zeke and the super bacteria together?
Zesty Zika.
Well,
Zesty
you got to take the proper precautions. Zesty Zeke. That's a Twitter account, I'm sure, somewhere.
It is now.
Zesty Zika.
And they're probably going to follow us along with, Raging Hulu or what?
Maybe. And the faux Caitlyn Jenner account.
The faux Caitlyn Jenner. But we really appreciate your follow.
Caitlyn,
Thank you.
Caitlyn Gender.
I don't-
Caitlyn Gender.
No disrespect to your 21,000 followers.
Exactly.
You know, I think part of it is that I don't respect the Olympics as much as I used to. Now, I respect the heck out of the athletes, but the International Olympic Committee is so crooked. The way that they choose the
God.
sites for these things is so backwards and crooked.
Have you seen some of the stadiums?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, people don't have clean drinking water, but yet
Yeah.
you have these billion-dollar facilities to run track, and it just, it's not worth it. To me, it's not worth it.
Usain Bolt, he pulled out the other day. Like you said, he's
right.
The only reason we
You
posted
can't
it.
outrun you can't outrun the Zika, baby.
Can't outrun Zika. You might be the fastest
You
damn
bet.
man. But guess what? You ain't
Zeke has the ultimate world record.
You guys are acting like this is like they're gonna start running and this cloud is
Yes,
just gonna hover.
it is.
Guys, this isn't a cold. This is Zika.
Right. It's like, you're like, I'm in Brazil. Let me use some hand sanitizer. I got the Zika. No, it's, you roll over and you're drooling on your pillow and you're wondering, is there Zika on this pillowcase?
Yeah, you can't get like a Z pack.
MyZika.com.
And then you can have the commercial tell you about all the side effects, which usually includes the inability to wet yourself and
Oh my God.
what else you might
Jeez.
cause. I won't get into that.
Oh,
Wait,
man.
Let's survive one episode.
Yeah, right.
All right, Jones, move us on
Good
out of this.
Lord.
Wait, get us out of the Zeke.
In much lighter news, fans of the 90s TV show Double Dare are in for a treat as Nickelodeon is reviving the, well, as we all remember too well, the Slime Happy game show for its 30th anniversary.
This is excellent news.
That's the good news. The bad news is it's only happening once.
That's horrible.
I don't get it.
The Kid-Centric Network is bringing the game show to a San Diego Comic-Con along with host Mark Summers for one night only, hosting a special live edition to commemorate the milestone. Summers will head up a new episode at the Pop Culture event on July 22nd. Hey, that's coming up soon. And those who can't make it to San Diego will be able to watch it live on Facebook. So Facebook's kind of doing that Periscope-like thing now, which allows people to check out live video. The event will also be covered later the following week on Nickelodeon during a slew of programming dedicated to the game show and its spinoffs, Family, Double Dare, and Double Dare 2000. Double Dare premiered all the way back on October the 6th, 1986 on Nickelodeon and ran until 1993, making it the network's longest-running game show. More than 500 episodes produced.
Great show. Do you remember Family Double Dare? Mark Summers would change it up and wear like a tuxedo that night for those kind of episodes. It was a really good time.
So if that show debuted in 86, okay, so that's 30 years ago. So Mark Summers has been on television in some way, shape, or form for 30 years because he does stuff, on like the Food Network or one of those shows. And he still doesn't look too different than he did back then.
No.
And Mark Summers, and speaking of Zika, that he's like no. He is a huge, big time class A
you're right.
OCD germaphobe type guy. So he wouldn't be caught dead in Brazil.
So if there's a Brazil Comic-Con, he's not going to
If there was a Brazil Double Dare in Brazil might be to get out of there alive. That might be the ultimate prize.
It's not like
And not looking for the flag and the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You're looking for the vial of, remedy inside the peanut butter.
Oh, my God. Oh.
The antibodies. Where are they? Get the big Q-tip. Get in the air. I see him. It's attached to the flag. Somewhere within this big vial of green slime is a syringe that will save you and your family's life.
Yeah.
Go!
They don't need to create obstacles. You got one big obstacle there with the Zeke.
Your eyes are bleeding out.
Yeah.
Now climb in, crawl around this peanut butter and jelly sandwich and find the cure.
Oh, my God.
The cure.
No, it's not chunky peanut butter. And one of the
Didn't start that way, at least. Oh, look at this new obstacle called cloudy urine. Oh, that's not. It's not an obstacle. That's called a side effect.
Search through the big bloody eyeball to find the flag. Search through the
new
big
show.
pile of feces and look for. Search for valuable antibodies, which may
man.
save your life.
Exactly.
30
30 seconds, go.
Oh. I think we're going to lose our Brazil audience.
Well, you know what? We'll gain them back. We'll win them
true.
back.
We
We
can
will.
fight
to get them back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we will get
I
you
think
back.
Zika's going to actually kill them all for us. So
Oh.
we're not gonna. It's not by our doing. The Zeke is taking them out.
Well, fellas,
Yes.
on a semi-related note, the GOP National Convention is right around the corner, don't you know? In preparation for the big event, the GOP has released a list of items that you cannot have on convention grounds. You're going to howl over some of these, folks. The list includes 27 items. Here are a few of the highlights. Swords and switchblades.
Of course.
Leave your wakizashi at home. Nunchucks. So Ninja Turtles need not apply. Hatchets, drones, fireworks, no JPP, water guns or water cannons, containers of bodily fluids.
It's all tied. It's all tied
Folks,
together.
believe it. We planned the show out kind of, but we didn't plan it this well.
No, we're not
we
that.
Didn't, we're not that
We're
good.
obviously not that good.
Glass bottles, ornaments, or light bulbs. So leave your home keepsakes at home from Hallmark. Lasers, ladders, and grappling hooks in case you just aren't close enough to Donald Trump and you just need to get over the crap.
Who's walking into the GOP convention with a ladder?
The Expendables, I guess. Bob the Builder and the Expendables are going to be at the GOP convention. Handy Manny.
I'm gonna pat you down. Is that a ladder? Is that a ladder in your back pocket?
Do you mind if I bring the sword in? I mean, it's,
but did someone sit around a boardroom and say, all right, guys, listen, no matter how crazy it is, just yell it out.
And honestly-
Bottles, okay. Fireworks? Yeah, sure. Containers of bodily fluids. That's a big no-no.
That's a big no. You can't do
mean,
that.
You know.
No, and if you saw this list, I wanted to make sure this was legitimate because the source that I found on this isn't. I questioned it, right? I look, and it actually was this and a bunch of other stuff that was on there. This just happened to be the most ridiculous one.
I am not a worldly man, but can you describe to me a scenario in which you would ever stock a container of bodily fluids, whether they're yours or someone else's? Why would you ever have, and for what purpose would you deploy such bodily? I mean, you're gonna throw like a jar of pee-pee at Trump?
Well, that's,
I'm glad Jones is answering this.
Yeah,
one.
go ahead,
well,
Jones.
I mean,
This is your arena. Go ahead.
I'm a conspiracy theorist on this because I look at these lists and I say, okay, under what circumstance would I carry a bodily fluid in there?
Right.
That's obviously
like a pee jug.
Yeah, that's obviously what that would be. Somebody.
Now, would a colostomy bag fall under that? Is that the
Oh,
same
it
thing?
would though,
I
because
think
certain
that too,
people
yeah.
can't. Yeah, certain
Yeah.
people need that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not fair.
I guess you can't.
Well, yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, that's not fair. They
No,
need
no,
that.
it's not fair. It's a medical thing, but yeah, it's bodily fluids. Can't take it.
Well, isn't it inside you,
Go
or is that
support the Democrats if you have a colostomy bag.
your kind's not wanted here?
Jeez.
Well, I mean, I can understand why that would be an issue. I think the obvious thing.
Well, I don't
is-
think anyone's disputing that any of these things would be an issue. I
Right.
just don't know why you would have a thing of bodily fluid.
why you would be carrying body
You're
fluid.
right.
Yeah.
And right. And what you would do with it.
I mean, I don't know what the restrictions are parking wise. I know media has really specific stuff for parking for the Democratic one. Like you have to, if you're dropping people off, you have to file for a media pass. It's crazy.
Are we getting a media pass for the Democratic
Exit
convention?
50A actually.
Did
I
you
think
apply for a
we
media
did
pass?
apply.
Did you really?
One
Exit
of the
50A
three
applied.
people in
bless you.
this room right now may very well be there.
So we're all going to have to take off work if that ever comes to fruition, right? At least for
Oh,
one day.
absolutely. We
Can you
have
imagine
to, yeah.
that? There's no way. They're
We are going to get into that convention. I guarantee.
because
We're gonna
really
get in.
there.
the
Yes.
line has been smeared completely of what media is and is not. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's the difference between us and CBS is very very blurry line.
when we meet.
More or less.
Considering we're award winning, we beat Matt Pelly and they got 0 ratings at CBS. You know what I'm
The
saying?
difference between us and Mother Jones is very smeared.
Yeah.
It's very smeared. So if they get a pass, I don't see why we shouldn't get a pass.
Well, it
agree,
is
I
changing.
agree.
I know that they've had some departures from entities that were supposed to cover.
And we're a local neighborhood show.
Yeah.
We can throw a stone at Philadelphia and hit it from here.
Yeah.
Right? We can throw bodily fluids and hit Philadelphia from here.
We are absolutely a legitimate news source
You know?
now.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we're doing this beforehand.
That's right.
I have a feeling we'll end up there somehow.
I have a feeling we will too.
Yes.
Very cryptic remark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you hear?
Now this must have been when you guys when the podcast was in Milwaukee. This must have been discussed when I was at home, emptying out the diaper genie.
It was discussed, I think.
Okay,
I think we
good.
did discuss
well,
it.
I'm glad.
But we wish you were there in spirit.
Hey, thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
I
that-
wish I knew that you were wishing that I was there. And I didn't have to read about it on Twitter like everyone else.
Well, we're gonna recap
But-
that.
oh,
That
like-
trip will be a recap later on.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. All right, so that happens to be the good old news for now. Well, each week we're going to try to keep you posted on some
All the news that's fit to spit.
Exactly. Well, we're going to wrap this one up. We're going to be right back. You're listening to the Exit 50A podcast.
For more of the Exit 50A podcast, head to SoundCloud.com and search Exit 50A podcast.
It's the Exit 50A podcast. Derek, Mark, and Rob here with you as we head down the home stretch, gentlemen, of what has been this has been a time.
Yeah, I think
Time and a half.
We've acted stupid enough for one show. I think. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? We
yeah.
don't want to give it all away in the first show.
God, can you imagine there are going to be more episodes of this?
Are we sure about that?
I'm not
How often are they going to happen? We got lots to talk about.
Yeah.
It's a lot on our mind.
We can.
This is good stuff. though.
We'll
Good
talk
fun.
about it at the post show wrap
That's right.
meeting.
Yes.
Right.
That's going to be tremendous. But one of the things I wanted to talk about, and one of the issues with starting out a show, like, you're kind of brainstorming segments. You don't have the names of segments. So we're going to talk about something here at the end of the show. This eventually will become a segment. We just don't have a name for it yet.
Yeah, we have no idea what it is. For right now, it's just called More Stuff.
Yeah.
More stuff.
It is.
It is, yes.
So it's not in case you missed it, and it's not off the exit.
No, it's
But it's whatever, man. It's something. It's like Ma's mystery meatloaf.
I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll call it that.
Yeah.
It's mystery meatloaf.
Yeah.
I may have had a liner recorded that says mystery meatloaf. I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't.
If you did, that's what it's called right now. At least for this episode, it is.
Mystery meatloaf.
So-
Hashtag mystery meatloaf.
So let's get to the story here. A Los Angeles man, and we obviously we all own phones and cell phones in this generation, very well versed in the idea of smartphones. There's a Los Angeles man who married his smartphone at a Las Vegas chapel. Aaron Chervenak.
Yeah.
Why, sir? Why would you dare marry your cell phone in Las Vegas?
Apparently his point is that he's trying to, I guess, prove in whatever point that people are so like tied to their cell phones these days that he kind of wanted to put himself in the news and just get married to this thing. So, I mean, that's the only reason. It was for all self-promotion. But obviously, you know, we get the message. I'll say guilty as charged, because if I didn't have the smartphone, I couldn't do half of the stuff that I'm able to do. But when you're able to do it from anywhere, you know what I mean?
But, man.
And I blame you for some of this, by the way. The fact that I use it so much. You introduced me to the world of Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
You introduced me and taught me how to tweet.
Yeah.
This man taught me about Insta. You taught me about all of these other things.
Yet you still don't do Facebook.
I still don't do
Facebook.
No. You can find me on Friendster, but that's about it.
I think
and MySpace.
I think I found a way to get him on Facebook.
No, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
You know, we need to promote this podcast.
Oh, zap. Ooh.
You know, it's...
Yeah, you know what?
I don't know.
It is a platform which would be huge. I mean, huge. Humongous. Ginormous, even.
Can't we just use like Snapchat or something like that? Pictures.
No, Snapchat. Snapchat should be anybody.
I don't snap. By the way,
I'm on Snapchat, and I feel out of place. There's a reason why.
Because you're not 15.
Well, exactly. I know, but like I use it to impart, kind of make sure my kids aren't being crazy.
But I mean, honestly, with Snapchat, how many times can you watch a rainbow come out of somebody's mouth or change somebody's? You know what I mean? Like, or look at
whose mouth it is, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Now,
all right,
okay.
Look out.
But I mean, or look at like somebody turned into a dog. At what point does that become ridiculous?
But we're talking Facebook here, and I guess if I wanted to create an analogy for it, it'd be like if you bought a big, beautiful house and didn't utilize the ultra-modern kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And just ordered, takeout every night.
Yeah.
It's a huge resource that could pull in a lot of new blood. A lot of new pulses.
We can talk about it at the meeting, but maybe I'll just manage the other accounts out there.
I'll handle Facebook.
That's how I work it in the Friend with a String Band. That's 2 mentions. By the way, that's how I do it in the Friend with a String Band. But Kaz, are you smart? Your smartphone, right?
No, I'm going to show. I'm right now.
What?
This is out of my pocket. What is this?
That's a slide.
It is a slide phone that has a QWERTY analog keyboard. No touchscreen keyboard.
Old school, man.
Wow.
And this was free. I don't need the devices. I'm not against them, but I just don't really have the need for any sort of data plan or anything like that. So I guess I'll wait till my son gets old enough to demand one, and then I'll give in. Till then, I'm going to be one of the last to hold out.
Really?
Yeah. Why not?
But you can do so much with these
things. I know. Well, I'll live vicariously through you guys. I have my Chromebook at home. That's plenty, portable enough. And whenever I need to jump on to the old Twitter account, I can do it there.
How are you going to tweet a picture of your lunch or post it?
Yeah, I know. That is a shame.
I am happy, at least from the accounts I follow. Like people aren't doing it as much now. They're like just basically accounts that tweet food, and that's all they tweet. Or post food for Instagram. That's all they post. I like that because it says, hey, I'm just going to post food. That's fine. People who are posting what they cook every night, I mean, damn. I don't need that going on. It's like, okay, I get it. You can
Or
cook.
A picture of their fat, ugly, broke-looking foot standing in like the beach. Like, oh, sand.
Yeah,
beach.
from that perspective.
I'm on vacation.
I'll tell you what, one of the cool things is Periscope. So what Periscope is for those folks that don't use it is it's basically live broadcast through an app called Periscope. It's owned by Twitter, and it comes up in your Twitter feed. Where I'm finding that kind of useful is free concerts, man. People are going to concerts and staying in the pit or wherever their seats are and putting up the entire show. And when you have an artist like Dave Matthews that encourages sharing, I've watched most of his tour through the Periscope app on my Apple TV. And it's been incredible to kind of see and track the whole tour from my living room.
The audio good though?
it's actually pretty good, man. And it's formed community because the people on the Periscope are calling it the recliner tour or something like that, because the fact that it's the first time that somebody in Periscope is doing the whole thing. So to me, smartphones, they're a must-have. I just need it.
Marriage is a little bit too far, though.
Yeah, I don't need to marry it.
No.
Yeah, I don't need to marry it.
You're not a marriage type of guy anyhow.
No, you can smell that, right?
You ain't marriage material, as we say.
Yeah, I'm not tethered to that idea at all.
No.
Oh, man.
I like single and
When
mobile.
the world is so alive with Prof's chicken sandwiches, why anchor yourself to just one?
Yeah. On the run.
Yeah.
Always on the run.
Yeah, well, we figured we would just kind of touch on that because we get the whole podcast going on here. And I think the podcast is going to be a fun thing. We'd appreciate everybody staying tethered to your phone and listening to the podcast for a while. Just a quick hit it up one last time. You can check us out, Exit 58 Podcast, on the good old, what do we do there?
Twitter.
Twitter.
We're on Twitter.
We are on SoundCloud.
The Facebook page is under construction.
Oh.
So we have an account. We just haven't.
We have a Vine account, too, I heard.
Yeah, that's true. There is a Vine account.
And go ahead and explore the SoundCloud, because there are clips from pre-podcast days from some of our old Christmas Eve shows that we kind of chopped up and put on there. And from time to time, we may just drop in little bonus content on there. Exclusive to SoundCloud. That's not suitable for the podcast, perhaps.
Yeah. And wait till that starts winning awards, and then we question that award, too.
Yeah.
I just can't take any award without a grain of salt. It is,
okay.
You know what it is. But you know what? Whether we got an award for Christmas Eve or not, it was still a fun time. It is a fun time.
Yeah.
Whether we get recognized for this or not, who cares? It's a fun little thing for us to do. So there you go.
The first of many, I hope.
we'll see what happens. ...
Yeah,
exactly.
All right, folks, this has been the Exit 50A podcast. You can check us out on iTunes as we go rolling along here. So subscribe, and also, hey, comment if you find this on iTunes, okay? And we'll also be on Stitcher, all kinds of stuff. Leave a comment. I don't really care if it's negative. If you say this is the worst show of all time, if you give it 1 star, hey, that's one more comment than we had before.
Amen.
So leave it if you like it, if you hated it, whatever. We welcome criticism. We welcome, as we said earlier, if you have ideas, we'll take those and steal them.
Absolutely.
If you have the Zika, comment.
Comment. If you got Zika right now, don't hit our inbox in, though. We don't want it.
On that note, that'll do it.
Exactly.
We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Later.